The novel The Martian by Andy Weir is fictional, but it highlights some real-world issues that could come up during manned mission to Mars. There are several critical challenges that need to be addressed to ensure both the safety and success of such a mission. First of these challenges that I'm going to speak to is the actual transportation to Mars. Today we use a chemical propulsion system, but that would be highly inefficient for such a long journey. NASA is currently working on 4 separate propulsion systems that could make the journey possible. Nuclear thermal propulsion, or NTP, and all chemical propulsion rely on large amounts of propellant to generate the thrust. Nuclear electric chemical and solar electric chemical hybrids produce lower levels of thrust, but struggle to produce the power needed for such a long journey. Scientists continue to work to refine and improve these systems to create a better alternative. The second challenge comes from having enough fuel for the journey. Transporting enough fuel for launching and traveling would be considered highly inefficient. SpaceX is working on an innovative solution, a Starship tanker vehicle that would meet up with the ship in orbit to refuel it prior to leaving orbit. Once the ship arrives on Mars, it could then utilize the water and carbon dioxide in the Martian environment to produce fuel through chemical reactions using in situ resource utilization to refrain from having to transport large amounts of fuel with them. The third challenge comes down to ensuring the astronauts have enough nutrition to survive the journey. NASA has created the Deep Space Food Challenge to crowdsource an alternative to current practices. Scientists are working to create closed-loop agricultural systems which would allow astronauts to grow their own food in space while minimizing waste. A second alternative being researched is an artificial photosynthetic system which can create plant and fungal-based foods without the operation of biological photosynthesis. The third alternative is gas fermentation, which relies on single-cell protein reduction. Finding a way to safely dispose of waste during the mission is the fourth challenge. NASA is working with Hero X on 3 separate challenges. The Waste to Base Materials Challenge, which seeks ideas to convert waste to useful materials like propellant or 3D printing materials. The Trash to Gas Ash Management Challenge is developing methods for moving ash from waste to gas reactors in microgravity. The third challenge is the Waste Jettison Mechanism Challenge, which seeks ideas for systems that can safely expel waste into space while ensuring it is directed away from the spacecraft and the sun so that it doesn't affect future operations. In conclusion, a manned mission to Mars represents one of the most ambitious endeavors in the course of human history. There are a multitude of challenges that we have to overcome and able to safely travel that far, and scientists are working together to find innovative solutions which will make this dream a reality.